So I'm going to be answering some questions that were submitted by some of you eons ago, and I'm just getting around to responding to them now. These questions all happen to be about skincare and skin health. And I think there's 4 or 5 of them, so I figured we would just dive in. The first question is, what skincare do you use? And I'm assuming that the individual who asked this question is looking for maybe recommendations of products and practices that I use, and I will be responding to that in a later question. So what I wanted to focus on here is other ways that I, for myself, care for my skin, and then also that really just anyone can use and adopt these ways to promote healthy skin from the inside out. So when it comes to food and nutrition, if you are familiar with my food philosophy, I am very much a proponent for focusing on and emphasizing the consumption of real whole foods. That is, foods as close to their natural state as possible, and really consuming a variety and a balance of them all. So what does that look like? It looks like adequate protein, whether that's animal protein or plant-based protein. I consume both. If you are consuming animal protein, to really try and source the highest quality that you can afford and have access to, it can be really important, not just for your skin health, but for your overall body health. So I like to source my animal products from a local farm, a couple local farms in terms of actual animal protein, and then eggs and that sort of thing. But that way I can know how the animals are being cared for, how they're being raised, and just have a bit more peace of mind there, and feel really good about that. And then again, what I'm consuming. Healthy fats, that can be anything from avocado oil, olive oil, olives, coconut oil, coconut. If you do consume animal products, organic grass-fed butter, I am a huge butter person. My body does not do well with other dairy, but it loves butter. So there's that. Carbohydrates, of course, to round out the triad of our macronutrients are really important. The body needs carbs for energy. And I really prefer carbs in more a whole food form or state. So for me, that looks like sweet potatoes, yams, squash are my preferred way. That's also because I personally am a little bit more sensitive to grains in general. But what I love about yams, sweet potatoes, squash is that they're also, in addition to being rich in micronutrients that are really important for cellular function, so that's vitamins and minerals, they're also rich in fiber, which is important for digestion, important for helping to balance our blood sugar. And it's blood sugar balancing foods and food combinations that are going to be really helpful for, again, overall skin health. They're blood balancing foods and food combinations, and eating in a way that's going to help balance your blood sugar is optimal for many things, for helping to manage stress and reduce cortisol spikes, of course, to nourish our hormonal profile, and also to nourish our nervous system. And if you're curious about more blood sugar balancing in terms of the food combinations, this is where we can run into, I guess, it's going to be different for everybody, and timing and what you do, it's so individual. So if that's something you want to learn more about, then for sure shoot me another question. We'll have a whole chat about blood sugar balancing. That can be a really good topic to cover too. Yeah, back to the micronutrients, an abundance of veggies and fruits that are rich in minerals and vitamins are going to be so beneficial for our skin. But also veggies and fruits contain fiber, And a lot are water rich. So they have water content that can be really beneficial for hydrating from the inside out. So something to keep in mind. In addition to food and nutrition, we have lifestyle. So lifestyle can include anything from sleep, which is incredibly important. And I know firsthand, personally, my skin is like night and day if I am not getting adequate rest, and that is like deep REM sleep, where my body has the chance to really recover and restore and detox. If it's not getting that, then it will show up my skin. And usually for me, it shows up with my skin can get congested and really dry. It's if I'm not fully hydrated. And actually, when our cortisol is increasing, when we are more stressed, our body is using more, requires more water to function. So when you're stressed, you need to be drinking probably twice as much water as you would if you weren't stressed. Just keep that in mind. When your organs and body systems are overtaxed, they can't do their jobs adequately. And so when our bodies can't do our jobs adequately, we start, again, for me, it's congestion. Sometimes it's breakouts, because if other parts of my body aren't detoxifying as they should be, that's digestion, that's the liver, that's getting a sweat on, that's, detoxing through my pores. It may show up in unfavorable ways, and that's, for me personally, will show up as congestion and breakouts and dehydration in general. So another thing, again, along with that, of course, is just general stress management. So what does that look like for me personally? I really love to start my day with meditation. Sometimes, and I should be doing this more often personally, but some light breath work. That's really handy for me too. It's something I'm getting more into and seeing more of the benefits of it for myself. Exercise, though, that's a really important one. And as I was saying too about detoxifying through our pores, getting a sweat on it can be so helpful for healthy skin. And just spending time with people I love and care about, connecting with others, being in community, connecting with my animals. These things are all really helpful for helping me manage my stress. And then finally, I just wanted to throw in a couple of, two things actually. One is in terms of managing stress, and also can kind of go along with nutritional benefits, but herbal support. And I'm talking adaptogenic herbs. So this can again look different for everybody, and there are some that I would kind of recommend for everybody, and they, as long as you don't have any contraindications. So if you are unsure, please seek professional support, whether it's through a holistic nutritionist like myself, or a naturopathic doctor, an herbalist, TCN practitioner, and that is Tulsi, also known as holy basil, and that's an adaptogenic herb that's really good for helping the body adapt to and cope with stress. I consume Tulsi almost daily. It's one of my favorite herbs of all time, and it's incredible, and it really, for my constitution at least, it's been really helpful for helping to manage stress. And our mushroom friends, I'm a big fan of chaga and reishi mushroom. Also, again, for helping my body adapt to and cope with stress, and I will take those either in tea form or add the extracted powders to my morning elixirs. But I again, short-term and long-term benefit for me in terms of helping to manage my stress, but also strengthen my immune system, nourish my nervous system, which again, can all these things go hand in hand with healthy skin. And finally, the last thing I want to mention is water. Drink water. It's so basic. I know the food stuff, the sleep stuff, the stress management, yeah, but drinking water, it's so basic, and so many of us are walking around dehydrated. And remember, if you're not a big, just like plain water drinker, then add some fruit. That'll trick. Or I really like herbal infusion, so it is making a more concentrated version of, or like a more concentrated tea essentially, and I steep it overnight. So it has a full like 8 to 10 hour steep. You're really extracting a lot of the benefits from that plant material. And I'll do that with the Tulsi that I mentioned, along with maybe some like rose and moringa and lavender, because that's got a really nice calming effect on the nervous system and with my digestion and everything. So yeah, question 2 is, what's your favorite product? And this was specific to skincare. So my favorite product of all time is Egyptian Magic. And if you're not familiar with Egyptian Magic, this stuff is good for everything. I use Egyptian Magic on my body. I use it on my face. It is my under eye cream, my night cream. It is my lip balm. It is amazing makeup remover, and it is full of such good nourishing ingredients. So Egyptian Magic is a combination of olive oil, beeswax, honey, bee propolis, bee pollen, and the royal jelly from the hive, and it is so delicious. The only thing that would make the product better is if it wasn't packaged in plastic. So if Egyptian Magic could just change that, that'd be great. But other than that, this product is not only great as like a beauty product, but if you're in my close circle of people, you've probably had me recommend it for a number of other things. So if you've got like a cut, a scrape, a burn, I actually keep a little bit of a little jar in my kitchen as like an emergency aid, and it's just incredible. If you've got dry, sensitive skin, it's awesome. The next question is, what's a face cream you recommend for dry, sensitive skin? So I'm gonna go and say Egyptian Magic, and I know this question specifically for face cream. So when it comes to Egyptian Magic, it's gonna be obviously different for everybody. My skin, so maybe that's what I should say. I should preface by saying my skin tends to be on the dry, sensitive side, and drinks up anything that I put on it. So Egyptian Magic works really well for me. My skin also, generally, I don't get clogged with oil. So some people find they break out, and that could be also oil specific, like depending on the type of oil. And that has a lot to do, can have a lot to do with the fat molecules. So fat comes in different sizes of molecules, and that can sometimes clog our pores and sometimes not. And so what I say to that is experiment, really get to know your skin. If that means, again, seeking professional support. I am not a skin expert, by the way, or a dermatologist, or yeah. So in terms of actual more specifics and expertise around skin, if you want to go to a dermatologist or a naturopathic doctor who maybe specializes in skin health, an esthetician could be really helpful in this area as well. They can probably direct you in terms of your skin type and maybe what might work best for you. So just putting that out there. But Egyptian Magic, my skin loves it. I wouldn't necessarily wear it during the day because it is quite oily, and I find it takes a little time to soak into my skin. So it's more something I apply at night, but amazing for dry, sensitive skin, and yes, as a face application. Another thing, I'm gonna recommend a few others. Shea butter also is worth trying if you have really dry, sensitive skin. Yes, on the face. And I'm just talking like raw, unrefined shea butter. I love just going to there's a local like refill dispensary for a lot of these different kinds of products, and they'll just refill a huge container of shea butter for me, and I use it on my face and my body. It's so nourishing. I love it so much. But Humanrace makes an incredible face cream called the Humidifying cream. And what I love about it, and it was the first thing I noticed when I used it, is that it kind of got like a gel-like consistency. Like it's quite light to touch, But once I apply it, it's so rich and creamy and nourishing. And the ingredients again are really, really good. So I would definitely check that one out. If you're looking especially for something lighter, and because it's got that kind of feel, it's less of an oil and more of like a water base product, but still really rich and nourishing. And then the final recommendation I'll make for a face cream I'd recommend for dry, sensitive skin is a skincare line called Graydon. They're Canadian. I haven't actually used their products in a few years, but they make some amazing face serums as well. And they have a few face creams in their line. I actually honestly don't even know if they're called the same thing anymore, but when I used them, and they were again amazing during a time when I had really dry skin. I was living in Toronto at the time, like beyond dry, flaky skin, is they have a cream called the Putty, and that was really delicious. They also have another called Berry Rich. So I would also recommend checking those ones out. And like I said, they're Canadian. It's all plant-based skincare, cruelty-free, and really pure, delicious ingredients. Next question. What about dry brushing? What about it? I love it. Immediate benefits of dry brushing. Of course, it's like a gentle exfoliation for your skin, and you can do it on your body. There's also dry brushing for the face. And so it's a gentle exfoliation, helps to open up those pores, slough away dry, dead skin, making your skin look new again and fresh. And then also immediate and long-term benefits can include that it helps to boost circulation, it helps to promote lymphatic flow and lymphatic drainage, which is really important for helping to detoxify the body. There are a couple schools of thought, I think, about when to dry brush. Some people say dry brush morning. Some people are like, no, you can do it at night. Some say dry brush then have a shower. Some, I don't know if they really care. My preference is morning and then rinse off. Though I'm a night shower, so what am I gonna do? If I'm really, really specific about it, I will do just do the dry brush in the morning and do a quick rinse. And that quick rinse will be like a cold shower for a couple minutes, just to, again, rinse everything off, wake myself up. But then I like to shower at night. So that's just me. I also have a facial dry brush, and I started doing that years ago thanks to a local Toronto brand, actually, Province Apothecary. They're incredible. Actually, they gave me some of my best and most favorite facials when I lived in Toronto, so kudos. But they have an amazing facial dry brush, and it's just perfect. And again, I would definitely suggest it for boosting circulation and lymphatic flow and lymphatic drainage, which can help to just like clarify the skin and keep things moving, which is really lovely. And then the last question is, what is your skincare routine? And I get this question a lot, like so much, and I'm flattered. So just a little skin health history is I had pretty good skin most of all my life, and then in my mid-20s, I went through a really turbulent breakup, super emotionally stressed by it all. And one of the beautiful things that came with that time of stress in my life is I developed really bad cystic acne. And I'm talking like covered my face, my cheeks, my jaw, my chin, my forehead, just everywhere. I wish I had pictures to show you, but unfortunately at that time, I was lucky to be able to face even my friends. I was really self-conscious and embarrassed. And from there, I ended up exploring more holistic options in terms of skin care and skincare products, because I did go down the route momentarily seeking an allopathic or conventional dermatologist who at the time prescribed me some topical products that ended up really damaging my skin and I think making my acne worse and really eradicating things. So what I ended up doing in the end was seeking the support of a naturopath recommended to me by a friend, also in Toronto. So if you are looking for someone with a more holistic, natural approach, this naturopath she is amazing, and she specializes in skin. So I went to her and that really helped. And then it was a combo of like holistic support, more natural topical products that the naturopath was also sharing with me, and she actually kind of makes her own concoctions, which was really incredible. And then I was kind of just getting into nutrition school at the time, so I was also able to address a lot, again, internally with my diet and managing stress and getting sleep. And a big part of it, I will say, big key part, full circle, is managing stress. Holy shit. That's when I first started meditating, and I would go so far as to say that out of all the things I implemented during that time that I think helped heal my acne, meditation was probably number one. So just saying, you could be eating all the healthy food and drinking all the good water, but if you're not dealing with the shit in here emotionally, that's when I first got into natural skincare, or more holistic skincare, and this is what it looks like today. So in the morning, I wake up, I splash some cool water on my face, get away the eye gunkies. I'm taking you right through. Yes, I am. Get away the eye gunkies, and then I spritz my face with rose water. Love it. I can't remember the brand. It's like Heritage something. You might recognize it if I showed you, but anyways, it's incredible. And then it's another product I actually get refilled at this dispensary in my neighborhood, which is so wonderful. Then I take my ice roller. This is by the company Bon Charge. The first time I tried it, I was just like, yeah, I'm sold. It's awesome. I used to use ice cubes on my face, but I just find the ice roller, it's less messy, it's so easy to use. And that I find is really helpful for, again, when used on a regular basis, just helping to brighten and clarify my skin, keep my skin really happy. After that, I will apply a little bit of facial oil. I love and have been a long time user, and this is what I say I'm a convert to, is the brand Living Libations. Their skincare is incredible. It is so high vibrational. It is just the best of the best. You have to check out Living Libations if you aren't already familiar with them. And this brand was one of the first I was turned on to when transitioning into more non-toxic natural skincare. So I use religiously the Best Skin Ever product in the sea buckthorn. And so I'll apply a little bit of that to my face in the morning and do a little bit of a gua sha. And this is something I just started doing more regularly, maybe back in November. I was more of like a one time a week gua sha-er, and I've just gone into doing it daily. And just a little bit, it's just, again, really, I'm somebody who clenches my jaw quite a bit and holds a lot of stress in my face and my jaw. And so to gua sha first thing in the morning has been really wonderful for helping to release some of that muscle tension. So we do that. I take some warm water, just get the oil kind of off my face, although the oil acts as a little bit of a moisturizer. Then I will go in with more rose water and finish off with a couple drops of a rosehip oil that I made. It's a combo of almond and rosehip oil, and that acts as my moisturizer. Finish off with a little bit of Egyptian magic on my lips, and we're good to go. Nighttime routine looks like basically that, but without the ice rolling and without the gua sha. So nighttime routine is if I did wear any makeup that day, I will usually remove my makeup with any of coconut oil, my Living Libations Best Skin Ever sea buckthorn oil, or I may even use castor oil. So Castor oil is incredible. It's so thick and sticky and gross, but it's so incredible if you're wearing a lot of, and this sometimes happens if I'm for specific jobs that I'm doing and I have a lot of eye makeup on, then it's really good for getting off excess, like just all that extra makeup. So any of those oils I use to get off my makeup. Then I go in and these days I'm oil cleansing. So again, during the colder months versus the warmer months, I really like to do a lot of oil cleansing in like the fall, winter. And so that is using the Living Libations, Sea Buckthorn, Best Skin Ever. And I will do 1 or 2 passes of that. So sometimes again, depends on how much cleansing my face needs. But I love a good oil cleanser. So I'll use that. Then again, rose water. I have been using also lately a hyaluronic acid product by the brand The Ordinary. It's just like straight up hyaluronic acid and my skin just drinks it up. I noticed such a difference. I know some folks are, particularly in the, I think, natural skincare world, are not proponents for hyaluronic acid, actually see it as a little bit of a waste of space. And I just see great benefits when I use it on my skin. And this product is so affordable and simple to use that it's worth it for me. So I love that. And then again, I finish off with a little bit of my almond rosehip oil. And then I take my Egyptian Magic. I use it under my eyes as my eye cream, also my eyelids. Depending how I'm feeling, may take it and just cover my face and become this like greasy little thing as I hop into bed, and that's that. So that is my skincare routine right now. I am in a lot of ways a creature of habit in terms of like the Living Libations product. I have been using Living Libations Best Skin Ever for I think 8 years now. It is definitely like a holy grail product for me. That line carries so many other incredible products, but I will always, really stick with that one. I'm not a huge experimenter. I'm kind of like, once I find something that works for my skin, I really stick to it. That being said, again, seasonally, of course, my skin's needs change. And so maybe I'll do an updated one of these, but that's all for now. So anyways, thanks guys for listening and tuning in. And if you have any more questions specific to skincare and skin health, any other beauty and wellness questions, or if you want to have a conversation about blood sugar balancing foods and food combinations, that'd be cool too.